Hi, and welcome to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at Metro East Community Media. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a full show, and we've got some very interesting topics to cover. We're going to start out talking with Karen Green. Karen, it's lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Now, you are the Director of the Mental Health, Social Services, and Addictions Counseling Associates Program at Mount Hood Community College.
I am. It's a long title.
It is a very long title. But that's a lot of stuff. I mean, that's a huge program to run.
It is. It very much is. It's a plethora of job opportunities.
Oh, well, you know, and that's really important. So I'd love to focus on that tonight because there are people out there looking for jobs, and this is a growing field, isn't it?
It absolutely. So it is projected to grow 28% in the next 5 years, meaning that there will be a glut of job openings.
But not enough people to fill them.
And not enough people to fill them, exactly.
So that's where Mount Hood Community College comes in.
Comes in, exactly.
So tell me a little bit about the program and how it works. What kinds of things you cover and who applies to these programs?
Yeah, so because we are focusing on the first 2 years of an associate's degree in mental health. So we focus on mental health skills, so developmental psychology. We work on a lot of self-awareness skills. Which is
probably very important in order to help anybody else.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. We teach mindfulness, we teach the basic theories of psychology and that sort of thing. We really teach how to hold space for people and how to listen to understand, as opposed to listen to fill the next space.
Yeah, what am I going to say next? What am I going to talk about me next?
Right, yeah. And you know, so many helpers become helpers because they're very interested in helping in a way that really feels sustainable, and maybe they have been helped themselves throughout their lives and they want to do that. But then also on the other end, there are so many helpers that burn out. And so we really embed our curriculum with self-care and how to kind of take care of yourself, how to tend to your own wounds.
So you don't burn out.
So you don't burn out, and so you don't kind of take your wounds into the healing for other people either.
Good point. Yeah, I've often thought that there are some jobs out there that it would be so easy to just take on the pain of other people.
Yeah, and so that's a very, very much of a skill that needs to be taught. If you're learning all of the theories, you're learning the techniques, the strategies to holding space, part of that is to where do you put the information that you're hearing so that it doesn't penetrate you, but how do you help and heal others while still remaining intact yourself?
Is that the way it's been taught before? I've not heard of that being this field being taught that way, but then again, I don't know that much about it either.
Yeah, I think it's becoming people are becoming more aware in the education field that it needs to be taught that way. I know that
makes sense.
Monica Parmley is my other.
The other Monica,
yes, the other Monica. She's the other full-time faculty member, and she also has her master's in social work and her LCSW, and so she and I really try to create a community in the classroom. So because it's a cohort model, meaning like all the students are they get accepted together. They take every single class together, and then they walk the stage and graduate together.
So they're there for each other.
They're there for each. It's very much of a community, in a healing community in the classroom. So we take mindful moments to kind of integrate the information.
Is this one of your classes?
This is one of my classes. It is. Yes. So this is our second year students right now. So they'll graduate in June.
Wow. That's exciting. And I believe you also brought a video, did you?
I did, yeah. So one of our students was interviewed, and her name is Amy.
And so she's going to tell a little bit about her experience.
Yeah.
I think we should take a look at that now.
Okay, great.
Okay.
One thing that I like about the mental health program is the encouragement. Not only am I encouraged by my instructors, which we all should, and we all have the right to be here at the community college, I am encouraged to support myself, my family, and other people in my cohort. It's been a really wonderful feeling to be able to cheerlead for others, and others are cheerleading me as we grow and develop into professionals, moving through our own program, but also being encouraged to move beyond this program and be a professional within our field.
So that's Amy.
You know, you mentioned something about that people perhaps have been helped themselves. That might be why they wanted to be in the program. Are there a lot of people who have that go through the program who have either suffered from addictions or have a family member who has, or that have had mental health issues, or know somebody who has?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, in a world where we're living right now with the suicide rate highest that it's ever been, and the opioid epidemic, and loneliness becoming an epidemic, and addictions is definitely a growing field.
Yeah.
And within our program, we have a lot of survivors of many things, and part of the passion is that they were helped in such a deep way that they no longer want to do a job just to get money. They want to do a job because they want to feel that every day, that kind of connection.
Everybody should have a job that they feel passionate about, really.
Right. And just like Amy was saying, like the cohort model and the community, she was interning at Human Solutions and felt super passionate about that, and was hired right after graduation, and then she's now getting her bachelor's in social work at PSU.
Well, so tell me about that. When people go through this program and they graduate after 2 years, are there jobs for some of them after 2 years with just the associate's degree?
There very much is. So we have some statistics that we could look at.
Okay,
but
maybe we can bring those up on the screen.
Yeah, but we have, so our students can get an associate's degree and 2 certificates in our program, and then they can get a job in the addiction field if they just sit for the test called the CADC-1, which is a certified alcohol and drug counselor.
Okay.
And that, so our students continue to the university. Around 73% of our students go to a 4-year degree. And we have articulation agreements, and so they become juniors at PSU and bachelors in social work or bachelors in counseling.
Okay.
We have a bachelor's in gerontology partnership with them, and so and then the placement for jobs, 91% are placed in a job
that's directly or partially related. That's huge.
Yes.
That's a really high number.
It is, and you know why? It's because the title of the program is so long. I mean, it's social services. It's the whole gamut. So it's domestic violence, it's alcohol and drug, it's substance use disorder, it's human solutions, DHS, any sort of children and families, gerontology. So if you think
it could be so many different places where they could work. They could work at nonprofits. They could work at medical institutions. They could
schools. A lot of our students want to become school counselors, and and that's another thing. Is it a part of the burnout? Is you think that you're stuck, but you're not stuck in a social work.
Other areas you can go into.
Exactly.
So maybe you've worked with kids and you've had it with, I'm done, but maybe you want to switch to working with seniors.
Right, change your population, and then it's exactly. And so
tell me about the cohort model. What have you seen from your students that tells you that's? I mean, I kind of got that from Amy, but what do you see that tells you that's helpful?
Well, leaving the associates, because they're kind of in our nest for 2 years, and so we accept that our application deadline is May 8th, and so we go through an interview process, and then we consciously and mindfully select the group.
Really?
And the group often has similar stories and similar experiences, but not always, It's a bell curve of some are just graduating high school, and then I think this cohort, maybe the oldest person is 72.
Really?
And so
Good
it's
for her.
oftentimes, so it's oftentimes a second or third career for some. And then, I mean, the cohort model, it becomes a family. So when the graduation happens, there is a lot of loss and mourning and sadness.
Yeah.
But then there are usually 9 people who go to PSU. And then I think we have, for our graduating in June, we have about 6 that are going to go to Warner Pacific. Cool. And so they're going to continue their cohort,
Right.
you know.
And I bet you some of them keep in touch too, because they've really bonded with each other.
Absolutely,
I imagine. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's wonderful. That's a great deal. Now, what are some of the other things that you focus on that maybe is new, like social justice issues?
Yes. So social justice issues. We have a lot of passionate students who are not okay with the way that certain populations are being treated.
Right.
And so we've learned how to fight and advocate and fight for people's dignity.
Good.
And yes,
I mean, that's huge.
It,
you know, and if you're going to help somebody, you have to be able to kind of put yourself in their shoes as much as possible, and at least be able to understand where they're coming from and fight for them.
Absolutely. You know. And so we have a lot of classes where we investigate our own biases, and then we how to talk through them and how to look at them, and how to fight for everyone's right to being treated fairly. You know.
Wow. Mental health is such a hot topic now in the news, and I've done several interviews with organizations that are working in that field, and one of the things that I kept hearing is we just need to make it so it's not there's no stigma attached to it.
No stigma, exactly. We all just need to be kind to one another and have compassion.
Yeah, and understand that everybody has something in their life at one point or another.
We all do. And now, we also focus in this program in particular, because it's one of my specialties, is trauma-informed care.
Yes.
So really seeing how adverse childhood experiences can affect the way that we, perceive the world as adults. And so really investigating that in a non-judgmental way, in a compassionate way.
Yeah, and it can affect the way you work, the way you parent, the way your relationships.
Your whole lens.
Yeah.
Yes, and the way you perceive people are treating you and why, and that,
And not knowing. That's the thing. What you said, being kind, is really important, because we don't know what people have gone through.
No,
you never
we
know
don't.
what people have gone through. So I think that's really important, and I like that you're focusing on that. So if somebody's interested in becoming part of your program, if they want to find out more, or they want to get involved in the program and actually go back to school or go to school, what do they need to do?
So if they Googled Mount Hood Community College /mental health, they could see that the application deadline is open now. So the application is open right now. And then we have the deadline in May 8th, if they want to come back to school in the fall.
Okay.
And so they just fill out the application. It's pretty easy. It's just a little bit about themselves and why they're passionate about mental health and social services, if they have any addictions history. All of that is pertinent for that sort of essay, and then hand it in, and then we do an interview process.
Okay. And having a history of any of that is not going to hold you back in this field, is it?
Not at all, no,
Yeah.
because we need people who can be relatable.
Yeah.
And the clients that know that it's part of their story and the helper's story as well can really feel respected and build rapport so much more easily than somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, because they don't have the lived experience.
Yeah. We're almost out of time. Karen, what else do we need to know about the program?
I would welcome you to look online, because we also have videos and we have information sessions, and and we're both, Monica and I, are willing to have you in a class if you're not sure, but you want to come and sit in.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Good. I love what you're doing, and I love the focus of it, and I say keep up the good work, and I'm hopefully you'll fill up your cohort for this.
Yeah,
this next group.
thank you so much, Monica.
Thank you. If you're interested in the mental health field, this is a great way to get into it. So do check it out, go online, and we should have the information on the screen. Karen will be there to welcome you, along with the other Monica.
Yes.
Thanks very much for watching this first segment. We'll be back in just a moment, so don't go away.
Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. A very special thanks to all our sponsors who help make our programming possible.
Every week on Community Hotline, we highlight the great work of local nonprofits in our area. And now you can also see us on our live Facebook feed, 7 p.m. every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. So tune in and find out what's going on in your community.